Hi, my name is Krista, and I'm the founder and CEO of Doctors Into Light Resources. We provide hope, inspiration, education, and resources to those who have mental illnesses and their family friends. Today, we have Brian Zirngible, who is a licensed marriage and family therapist. His passion and specialties are collaborating with couples, men, creatives, and teens. Brian helps his clients find more peace, balance, and relaxation into the stressful and daily lives. So let's dig in.
Yeah.
So let's say, what is a typical therapy session consist of?
Sure. Yeah. Well, thanks for coming in, Krista.
Yes.
I'm glad you got to see the new office space.
Yes.
I've been here for 7 months. I've got my record and vinyl
Awesome.
display back there. I work with a lot of musicians and artists, so I want them to feel comfortable, and I'm in that world too. So
Yeah.
in fact, we just shot a music video, and we got an album coming out. So
Awesome.
I kind of get the stresses of being an artist and a musician. So typically clients will find me through word of mouth or my website. I have a Facebook business page too, so they'll kind of know a little bit about me before they even see me. I like clients to be comfortable with, I have pictures of my office space on my website and on my Psychology Today profile. So they'll read a little bit about my style and how I work and what my specialties are.
Okay.
So that kind of creates a good fit for everyone right off the bat.
Okay.
But they'll either call or email with questions and, hey, do you have openings? Do you take my insurance? And I'll respond back, and they can come in and meet me for an intake session. And if it's not a good fit, then that's okay too. That has happened before. I don't take it personally. They shouldn't take it personally. I want to find everyone a good fit. And I'm a big networker, and I'm an extrovert, so I have a lot of friends in the therapy business around the Twin Cities, and I'll refer out, and it's just kind of this back and forth symbiotic process, so I really enjoy that.
Yeah. So like in a typical therapy session, what does it consist of?
Yeah. Well, it's an intake session, so it's kind of I like to explain it as let's just get to know each other a little bit. We'll go over some intake paperwork, and that kind of, they can tell me why they're here. What I like to know is, what are 2 or 3 main topics that you would like to get out of your time here? I don't want to waste your time and money. And I know it can be a lot of time and money to invest in the therapy session. So, and some folks come in and they're just not sure, but they want someone to talk to. And so to get that stuff out is helpful for them. And I'm kind of there to help process the third party objective opinion. That's kind of helpful for folks. So first session, it's get to know each other. I mean, you have people coming in that just aren't sure what they want, so I want folks to feel comfortable and at home here. So
Great.
Yeah.
So what are some different kinds of therapy, and like what kind of therapy do you do?
Yeah. Well, I guess different kinds of therapy. I mean, there's EMDR, there's CBT, there's EFT, all these acronyms for like different styles and types of specific therapies. What I like to do, I guess I'm person-centered and client-centered, client-focused, unconditional positive regard. I'm very big on self-esteem, and whatever you're going through, like, that's okay.
Yeah.
I think that's one of your questions too, is how to help people with low self-esteem, and I think everyone has low self-esteem every once in a while. So that's kind of my focus, really strength-based, solution-focused for the typical guys that come in here. Let's fix it. Give me some tools. I'm going to go home and use them. And I love doing that too.
Okay.
Like really short-term, solution-focused, no pressure. Take it easy. You got this. You're a pro. So that's kind of my style.
Great.
Yeah.
So how does a person know if they found the right therapist or not?
That's a really good question, because sometimes you'll go in. I had someone come in weeks ago, and I kind of, I gave them my spiel, my style, and I wasn't sure it was gonna fit for them, and they weren't sure it was gonna fit for them either, and they left, and then immediately called and wanted to set up another appointment.
Great.
So that's cool, and it, you know, it's just a vibe thing, I think. I'm big on atmosphere and vibe and like laid back, relaxed, no pressure sales. I don't make people schedule an appointment.
Okay.
If they don't want to, it's like it's on them. It's their deal. So I can recommend that, but it's always up to the client and the folks that come in. So yeah.
Great. So what would you suggest to people who are at the fence of doing therapy?
Yeah. I've been on the fence about doing therapy or not, and I saw someone for 5 years, and now I'm kind of in this hiatus, I guess. And I guess my process is just checking different therapists out and their style. If you're on the fence, I totally get it. Like, you don't have to go to therapy. It would be great, but because it's helpful,
yes.
You know. But I think there's so much pressure on people to fix things and to go to therapy and get them right. I don't know. I'm kind of more laid back in my approach to that.
Yep.
And especially the men and guys that I work with, the older teenage boys, they're not going to go to therapy. It's their moms dragging them and kicking and screaming into therapy to see me. And when they see that I'm a musician and I love sports, that kind of puts them at ease. And we'll talk about video games and TV shows and movies and stuff. That's kind of how it's all about comfort in the relationship. So if you're comfortable with someone, you're going to be able to more open up and talk about the elephant in the room, which I will show you very soon.
Great.
So, yeah.
You gotta see the elephant. So how can we incorporate mindfulness in our daily lives?
Incorporating mindfulness in like everyday life?
Yeah.
It's so easy.
Okay.
It's so easy.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. Well, I don't think people realize how easy it is and how much pressure we put on ourselves. Mindfulness and the whole meditation thing. Like, so I have a putter and golf balls over there.
Yep.
Like, that can be mindfulness. I think men especially too have a really hard time coming to grips with being mindful, but we are. When I'm doing the dishes, I'm mindful. When I'm petting my dog, I'm being mindful. Like there's so many opportunities to be mindful, and it just I don't think we realize that we're actually doing it. Even just noticing things like a smell, texture, the taste of coffee if it's a dark bean. You gotta have coffee. Even that, like, be mindful eating. I learned that in a conference one time. It's just pretty amazing. I mean, John Kabat-Zinn with the raisin, noticing the raisin and swallowing it and following. Like, anything and everything can be mindfulness. So, yeah. Hope that's helpful.
Great. So, like, more about mindfulness and mental health. So, like, how can mindfulness positively impact our mental health?
Yeah, how can it not, I guess, right?
Yeah.
It can help slow things down for people because, I mean, let's face it, today's society is go, super fast pace, like and especially in the business world and even sports, professional sports, where if you don't make the bottom line, you're fucked. You know, but bottom line in the business world, go. If you don't meet deadlines, you don't get paid, your family's going to suffer, and all of this pressure. So I think using mindfulness and relaxing, it's able to slow things down and just really to focus on your breath. And I like to tell the kids that I work with, your breath is your friend, and it's always there for you. It won't leave you. You know, because friends are fickle when you're a teenager. But you'll always have your breath, and to just notice that you're doing it, and that's like a great mindful thing to do.
Great.
Yeah.
So what would you recommend to find more balance in a person's life?
I thought about this as I read that last week, the question, and I don't know. Like I know it's hard to schedule time for fun things, but to be aware, to listen to your body, and if your body's like, what the fuck? Like, I haven't exercised in 2 days, and my brain and my body are yelling at me right now. So actually, I wrote in my calendar, I'm walking around Lake Harriet today, after my haircut, because I need my haircut. But yeah, I'd like to, if you can schedule something in your planner or your Google Calendar, exercise, lift weights, go for a walk. I think that can really balance things out for us. When it's so fast paced and go, we gotta slow things down a little bit. So
great.
Yeah.
So one last question I have is about low self-esteem, which you mentioned before, but what would you say to a person who has low self-esteem?
That I get it, and it's normal, and it's natural, and it happens to the best of us.
What would you recommend to a person? Like, what would your suggestions be?
I guess to do things that you find joy in, and like, because when you feel successful at something, I don't know, my catchphrase as of late is to give the haters the Heisman. Where's that? There we go. Keep the haters at bay. Don't let the emotional vampires suck from you. And that's from Corey Bank. But to really be mindful of your thoughts and what you are thinking about yourself, and to check yourself and to say, what the fuck? Why am I saying this? Louis C.K. has a great bit about that too, about our inner demons and inner voices in our head that we believe. And we don't have to believe the voice in our head. And we don't have to believe the haters that are shooting on us. Oh, you should have a picture on your wall already. Well, I haven't found it yet. So screw you. You know, we're all on our own pace, and that's okay. And that's kind of my whole deal.
Well, thanks for having me
today.
today.
Thanks for having me, Krista. Any other questions or?
I don't right now.
No?
And so if you have any questions, then you can comment on our video, and then I can let Brian know, and then we can answer those questions.
Yeah,
so
that sounds
you.
awesome. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Yes, thank you. Have a great day.